Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'd like to share with everyone a highly customized macro project I've been designing to support Rockwell Automation Allen Bradley Compact 5000 I/O systems, as well as the 5380 Compact Logix and Compact Guard Logix programmable automation controllers. Today's demonstration will be regarding the ePLAN PLC Bus Extension Module, and we're going to be generating schematics automatically and make ePLAN do all the heavy lifting. I'm utilizing version 2.9, build number 14179, the latest and greatest ePLAN version for the public. Let's begin this demonstration by changing the workspace, and then I'll restore a project for a baseline. Project, restore project. I've modified the layers in this project to utilize a white background for better visibility and contrast. This project contains 3 reports: the table of contents, structure identifier overview, as well as a title page, cover sheet. And in this example, it's a digital image of my business card. The best way to contact me is via email, and I live in the colorful state of Colorado. Let's begin the demonstration by opening the PLC Navigator. And from the PLC Navigator, I'm going to manually insert 3 devices. I'll start with an Ethernet adapter and assign some basic structuring information. Rack ID 1, placed on ID 1, this will be slot 0. I'm also going to go ahead and predefine some structuring elements, in this case a mounting location PO1 for control panel 1. Let's repeat that step 2 more times. Next, I'll insert a safety input module. This will be slot 1, rack 1. And one more time for the safety output module to be placed at slot 2, rack 1. And that's all we need to do to begin the PLC generate schematic step. I'm viewing the PLC Navigator as rack oriented. Therefore, I can see the rack and slot information for each PLC card. All right, let's generate some schematics. But first, we have to determine on what pages all the various functions are going to live. And again, we're going to make ePLAN do all the heavy lifting. There are 4 functions to be created: single line representation, multi-line representation, overview of inputs and outputs, and lastly, overview of rack layouts. I'm going to define documentation type as ESC for electrical schematics and mounting location as P01 for control panel 1. I typically don't use higher level function in my projects except for managing reports. In this case, I'll use SL as this is the single line function. I'm going to repeat that 3 times. ESC, P01, and a higher level function, we'll call it ML for multi-line. This one we'll call OV for overview, page 1. And RL for rack layout. ePLAN will think for a little bit, and we're done. Everything has been assigned. This is also just the tip of the iceberg. These blank cells here, they could be the individual I/O functions, such as the sensors and actuators, to truly design a totally completed PLC schematic. Done. Here's that new mounting location electrical schematics for control panel 1, and here are the 4 functions ePLAN generated for us. Let's start on the single line pages. This page type, it's designed for a network diagram. Here we have the 2 RJ45 connectors of the Ethernet adapter. Additionally, on this page, we might also have an Ethernet switch, an HMI, and even possibly a programming port for the panel enclosure. Next, I'm going to review the multi-line schematics, and instead of manually selecting the page, I'm going to use these cross-references. And the cross-references are really nice because they're active in the intelligent PDF ePLAN will export. There we go, page 1. It's bold. This is the Ethernet adapter, and over here we have the first half of the safety input module. The other half is on page 2. And over here we have the first half of the safety output module. Its other half is on page 3. The next function to review, I/O overviews. Here's the I/O overview for the Ethernet adapter, and this is the safety input module. The idea here is that all connection points of a PLC card are on one page to easily review and manage. On page 2, we have the overview for the safety output card. Lastly, rack layouts. These are AutoCAD DWGs imported into ePLAN and converted to macros. These are drawn to scale, although I've exploded them 250% to make them very easy to read. Therefore, the numbers here are easy to read. The purpose of this information is to help panel shop personnel wire without questions. And let me show you what I mean by that. Just jump back to the multi-line representation. Here is plug 1, connection points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This plug doesn't actually have any information on it, and therefore on the rack layout, this will aid someone to wire without any questions. Also, here are the 18 connections for the RTB18 supplied in either a screw or spring format. Let's talk about some different methods for managing I/O. We can simply give an object double click. This symbolic address in Studio 5000 is basically a PLC alias tag, and the function text correlates to PLC alias tag description. Although manually managing each individual function is a lot of work. We could select the first 4 inputs and use edit in table, an out-of-the-box feature, although we'd have to do this twice because the other half of this card is on the next page. Therefore, let's utilize the overview representation. That way I can quickly and easily select the first 8 inputs of the safety card. And let's demonstrate edit in table. It's very easy to take anything into and out of ePLAN via Excel. So a quick demonstration. Let's create some new PLC tags and descriptions. And let's maybe call this ESPB 1 through 8 for e-stop push button. And for a description, let's maybe choose emergency stop push button 1 through 8. Also, here's a tip for you. In order to create this symbol right here without copy paste, press and hold the alternate key on your keyboard. Then on your numeric keypad, toggle 2, 0, release, and you'll have that symbol. I'm going to copy this information, paste it right back into ePLAN. Now everything's up to date. Although if we jump back to the multi-line representations via a cross-reference, we'll see this information is not up to date. And it's really nice because it allows someone to work on the overviews and multi-lines simultaneously. To update the information, we'll use an out-of-the-box synchronization function. Select the first 8 inputs, and now we're going to synchronize the overview page with the multi-line. Let's prove it. Correct. Other half, also up to date. Awesome. This is also a bidirectional feature. I'm going to quickly add a leading 0 in front of each of these numbers. And then I'm going to synchronize the multi-line schematics with the overviews. Just like that. How about an alternative method for managing I/O? Out of the box feature, utilities, edit properties externally, export data, export and start the application. Excel is going to open. And here it is. So here are those 3 or 4 tags with the leading zeros. I'm just going to overwrite them. And then we'll close and save. And import directly back into ePLAN. And you saw that information changed. And so from here, we're just going to go update those multi-line schematics. This synchronization tool is really awesome in case you're using blockwise representation of PLC functions, which would be an individual PLC box for each input scattered throughout the project, as we can easily manage everything from one spot. How about another method to manage I/O? This is a function of PLC Bus Extension Module. Project data, PLC, addresses, assignment list. Here we can manually modify all the PLC information from one spot. ePLAN is also nice enough to highlight anything that has changed from the right-hand side of the page that is different from the left-hand side of the page. And we can maybe double check our work before we apply and commit the changes. Let's talk about addressing. Currently, this address, it's here because I created it in the macro project, although it's just some bogus data. I'm going to use the PLC Navigator and address both of my PLC cards with the function address. And this is a custom scheme built into the project. And we're done. To review it, let's go back to the address assignment list. It's an easy way to see everything. So there you go. My idea here is maybe this is distributed I/O rack 1, slot 1, input data 0 through 8, opposed to distributed I/O rack 1, slot 2, output data 0 through 8. To finish this demonstration, I'd like to number my PLC cards. Right now, it's just PLC. I typically expect PLC 0100 defining page 1 rows 00, or maybe it could be row identifier for 0100. There's a lot of different methods to do it. We could come to this field and simply press Control-N, and ePLAN will number it for us. I'm just going to press Escape to undo that. Instead, what I'm going to do is make ePLAN number everything for me. Out of the box feature, project data, devices, number. And the scheme is identifier plus row. And we're done. Everything's up to date. We can easily review that from the device navigator. We can see right now the PLC cards are 0100, 0140, and 0240. The first 2 digits is the page, the second 2 digits is the row. Also, out of the box feature, let's renumber these pages from 1 to 3, starting to 10, incrementing 1 time. It's done. It's now 10, 11, 12, although now the PLC DT's device tags are incorrect. So just like before, I'm going to make ePLAN fix it for me. Device number. Done. And we can see here the information automatically changes. To complete this demonstration, let's update those reports we were looking at earlier. Structure identifier overview. Utilities reports update. Done. Here are the structure identifiers with their descriptions. And the table of contents will also manually update this page. Done. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please comment and share. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.